Hello, awakened creators, and welcome to your daily channeled messages. This is Saturday, December 16th, 2023. I kind of want to say like star date, Saturday, December 16th, like they used to do on Star Trek, right? But reminding you, as always, and I'll remind you again at the end of this episode, that these messages are timeless. So whenever that you find yourself drawn to them is exactly when you need to hear them. So I recorded about 20 minutes or so of just a download. It sounded like a podcast. It was fantastic. It was so much fun to record. It felt really good. So I'm just going to share this, and I'm actually going to share this for free. So if you're listening to this, woohoo! You didn't have to pay for today's channeled message because I want you to get a little feel for the kind of guidance that you're going to be starting to receive from me every single day. I have been guided to and challenged by my guides to sit every day in meditation and to sit every day and channel. And I'd been hesitant to do this for a while, but this is a new dawn, new era, new age. And in this age, this spiritual channel is courageous and knows that everyone around me loves me and supports me if they are here. So I hope that you enjoy this message. It's absolutely fantastic. And I'll go ahead and be quiet so you can start listening to it. Have a great day. So I want to remind those of you operating in a non-linear fashion with your creativity that there's nothing wrong with you. And I say this to say, look, if you are following conventional rules and it works for you, then great. But I want to talk to those of you who've tried it and it doesn't work for you. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. Creativity is not a linear process. You're not meant to follow conventional wisdom. You're meant to follow your heart, and your heart is not always in alignment with those steps A, B, C, D. There's something greater at play, a greater force in control here. And so your job is not to try to figure out how to fit yourself into a box, but is try to figure out what shape container you actually are in. And my guess is it's something more akin to sacred geometry. It's something more akin to an amorphous orb. Defies understanding. It defies understanding. So if you really want to find your way creatively, you have got to learn how to listen to your heart. And I talk about this a lot in the novel that I'm writing, but I'm also learning it and living it as I'm writing it. And that's how I know that it's key. That's how I know that it is a capital T truth. It's not something that you can intellectually come to understand. It's something you must feel. It's something you must feel. And I also want to encourage you to be patient with the process of learning. Patience is not just something that you need to have for your creative process, but you need to have it for yourself. You need to have patience for the times when you are stuck in loops, when you are doing things in ways that don't make sense, that you know won't work, but you keep on insisting on it. You need to have grace and love and compassion for you as you move through this path, or you won't arrive at your destination whole and complete. That cosmic level of perfection comes when we accept all the parts of ourselves, not when we are struggling to find commonality and common ground with who we've become. I think the biggest mistake that most creatives make is that they try too hard. They try to make art. They try to write. They try to dance. They try to sing. And I know that it's derivative, but Yoda said there is no try, do. And that only goes so far. Sorry, Yoda. But that wisdom only goes so far, because it's not just about doing or not doing. It's about allowing or not allowing. Okay, so there's the doing or not doing is the valve. And when we are doing in the way that I think Yoda really meant the doing, is that we are fully open and we are fully allowing what needs to come through without judgment. We are not trying to change it. We are not trying to alter it. We are not trying to intellectualize it. We are not trying to make it make sense. We are not worrying about how it's going to be perceived. We are simply just allowing it to come through. And when we allow it to come through, we allow spirit to come through. We allow infinite intelligence. We allow the ultimate creator to make the art, to write the book, to take control of our bodies and dance with us, to move through our throats and sing and serenade the masses. And in those moments, we find that surrender is the only thing we can do. But most creators I see are not open that much to the experience of creating. They're open a little bit, and the rest of it they try to control. Some creators are completely closed and create purely from ego, purely from intellect. And their works are good, they're okay, but they don't have that and that it factor, that thing that resonates with the hearts and minds of other humans, is that God force, is that inspiration, is that infinite intelligence that's hitting at the heartbeat of what it is that we're trying to do and say, beyond our human conceptualization of it. We're allowing it to come through. So the biggest mistake that I see creatives making is not opening up enough. Controlling the process, controlling the flow of energy, restricting it through attitudes, so thoughts, belief structures that are not in alignment with the heart, right? And ego desires to perform in some kind of way, to win in some kind of way, to get to a destination by some deadline, right? Ego is all about time and scoring and impact from a very self-identified way, right? I made this impact. Me, Amanda Stone, am the great writer. There's no humility there. Whereas the awakened creator, which those of you listening are, The awakened creator has that openness and knows they're but a vessel, knows they're but a conduit, and that spirit is actually what's flowing through them, directing the works that they are putting their heart and soul into, co-creating it with them, right? You provide the body, the storyline where it fits in. God does the rest. God does the rest. God does the rest. And I think we've all kind of known this at a core level. We've known this. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. We give a lot of credit to the individual avatars that produce creativity. We don't give a lot of credit to spirit or to openness. Wow, thank you, Adele, for being so open that you allow this voice to come through you. Amazing. Great job surrendering. It's all, you are the one, you get the accolades, you get the awards, you get the pats on the back, you. But I think the wisest of artists know they didn't do anything besides show up and open up. That this was a force they could not deny. That they were never in control to begin with. That ever since they were a young child, this thing was trying to come through them, and they just let it. They just let it. And for a lot of them, they had to fight to let it. Other people try to cut them down. Other people try to cut it off. Other people try to say, no. That's weird. Don't do that. I don't like it. Shut up. You're too messy. Don't make a mess. Don't make a sound. And we break free from that, which a lot of us are breaking free from that now. A lot of us are finding this point in space-time to be this breaking free, this complete breakaway from the old story. That was the old story. Okay, yeah, we know. Broken home, all this stuff. You've ascended. Okay, you awoke. You worked on your shit. Now you're here. Okay, so what happens now? Well, what I'm seeing is a reawakening happening. A reawakening. And the reawakening that's happening right now is that creators are reawakening to, first of all, soul truths that they remember. They're re-remembering. And they're also awakening their gifts. They're awakening to their abilities. They're awakening to their intuition. Okay? And they are awakening to the power of surrender. Surrender is a very feminine, archetypical energy. It is not in alignment with the systems that have been created right now. Never surrender, right? I was saying that the other day. Never give up, never surrender. I was like, where is that from? And it's Galaxy Quest, which is a fantastic, hilarious movie, by the way. I love Alan Rickman. But that's the machismo attitude of what's happening here in this old paradigm. And that's falling apart. We see it everywhere. Trying to hyperstructure everything, trying to push people through these machines. This mechanical way of living doesn't work. It worked for a while to control, which is what it was for. That was its intention, its design was to control. But people are no longer complacent as they used to be. They're no longer illusioned how they used to be. They're disillusioned now. And so there's this breaking away and this recognition of the power of surrender. The power of not being in control and not caring to be in control, because an intelligence and a force greater than myself who knows it all, who can see all the pathways infinitely, knows the fastest way to get to my heart's desire, to my fulfillment, to what I'm grateful for, the feelings that I'm grateful for, the feelings that feel really good to me. That force can only be allowed. It cannot be controlled. We can only control our openness to it. And like I said, many creators are closed, or they're open just a wee little bit, but not open all the way. I want to challenge all of us, including myself, as I'm even challenging myself now, recording this, to be open. If you could see me recording this, you would see openness. Allowing my body to move how it wants to move, allowing my eyes to do whatever they want to do while this message comes through, because I understand that a force greater than myself is actually saying these words, bringing this vibration on my voice, carrying it through. That it's not necessarily even about the words that we say, it's the vibration that it's bringing in, that's being received by the ears of those who can hear it. Okay? Because it ain't going to make sense to the people who can't hear it. And by hear it, we also, right, we've been taught by the galactic beings and some of the other channelings that we've done, that you hear everything. Everything is a wave form, right? So even those people who are creating visual arts and things like that, we're really hearing it. Okay, the universe is an audio soundtrack. I think that's why music is so powerful of a transmitter of frequency. Unfortunately, a lot of the music that gets produced on a mass scale is not of the highest and greatest good for all. And the messaging that rides those wavelengths controls, manipulates, talks down to people, keeps them stuck in limited thinking, keeps them stuck in addictive behaviors, glorifying alcohol abuse and drug abuse and improper sexual boundaries, and it's not a question of morality. You could argue maybe it is, but in my understanding, my heart tells me it's more about heart alignment. Those things are very unaligned with heart and love. Okay? So we could get away from good, bad, evil, whatever, and more on, is that resonant with what my soul knows to be true in my heart? Or is that just kind of repeating old paradigm bullshit, right? So there's a lot to unpack there, and it's kind of like went off on a tangent, but it felt good. So trying to practice what I preach and do what feels good, say what feels good, go follow the breadcrumbs to what feels good. So let me just see if there's anything else that wants to come through right now. No, I feel complete for the most part. I feel that, again, I'm going to say this, that we are on the precipice of something really big. There's big changes. I sense January is big changes, and big shifts energetically And the old rules just don't apply anymore. The old rules just won't apply anymore. And I feel like it has to do with Pluto moving back into Aquarius and really starting the Aquarian age, where the old rules just won't apply anymore. So get your shift together, creators. And by that I mean get in your heart, friends. Get in your heart and stay there. Stay there. Challenge any inkling you have that feels like the old way. Okay? And there's some interesting insights that came through yesterday that I'll be sharing live on Monday, that I hope that you will be there to listen to, because they are quite profound. I was blown away. I channeled for almost an hour, recording, taking notes, and I'm ready to share on Monday. I'll be ready to share. I'm synthesizing a few more things so that I understand it well enough to talk to you about it. But Monday, I'm going to lay it all out, because Spirit was very clear. You want to succeed in 2024, in this new era that's coming out, this new age, you got to follow these steps. Not steps, guidelines, right? So we're really getting away from this linear thinking. Guidelines, bullet points, general guideposts. We'll just go with that. We'll stick with that. Guidelines. So I hope you will join me there. And I hope that you enjoyed this message. I'm bringing you channeled messages every single day at weareawakenedcreators.com. Here's a little sneak peek you may not have known about. I'm developing an app, an Awakened Creators app, and all the members will get the channeled messages for free. But for right now, because it's not ready and your girls gotta eat, they're $2.99. Every recording is $2.99. $2.99. I figure everybody's got $3 in their pocket. Find the message that resonates with you. Do not pay attention to the date stamps. They are timeless wisdom. And in fact, I'm going to set aside some time to go through and remove all the date stamps, because I want you more to choose based on which one you feel has information you need, rather than, oh, well, this was the one shared on this date, and so it's irrelevant to me now. We're talking galactic wisdom. The time is irrelevant. So again, this is an example of where the old way won't work anymore. There is no such thing as time restricted messages. Even messages that are related to a specific celestial event, like a new moon or some kind of astrological conjunction. The wisdom in that energy is timeless. No date required. You didn't miss a boat. You didn't miss out on the transformation. Whenever you received the messages when you were meant to. Again, surrendering to Spirit. The process is not linear. So, with that, I'm wishing you a beautiful day, whatever kind of day you need to have. You need to have a day where you cry in your bed because life feels heavy. Cry, my friend. Cry your heart out. Let it out. Let it go. You need to have a day where you finally relax and enjoy your family and not worry about the 10,000 million things on your to-do list. Then, by golly, friend, I hope you have that day. I hope you frolic through fields with your children's hand in your hand and you remember how precious life is. And if you need to have a day where you are productive, getting things done, feeling real good, scrubbing the baseboards, creating, then by golly, friend, I hope you have that kind of day today. So whatever kind of day that you need, I hope that's a day that you have, and that you are blessed with greater awareness, love, and compassion for self in every moment, and appreciation for life. Appreciation for life. Another preview to our chat on Monday. I hope you join me then as I distill all of the wisdom that my guides provided us for the upcoming year. Be there. That is going to be at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. UK time. So I will see you there on YouTube, Instagram. You know where to find me, Awaken Creators. I love you so, so much. Thank you for being devoted to your art, to your heart, to you. Namaste.